Hey everybody, happy Friday. Thanks for coming through. How are you guys doing? Oh, looks like I have to catch up on the chat. So how is everybody? This is April and I am with astrolada.com and I'm here with your weekly horoscope / coffee talk. So what we're going to do is go over the astrology from this Friday, which is June 8th, 2018 through next Friday, which is June 15th, 2018. I will let you know what the horoscope is going to be like for all of us. And I will let you know also some celebrity stuff that we can explain through astrology. I know people have been emailing me and messaging me. There's a lot of questions about some things people wanted me to look at. So definitely have a lot of material. Oh, what's up, Kimara, Monifa, Daisha? Oh my gosh. Thank you guys for coming through. What's up, Autoestima? Is that a real, that's a real name. Oh, hey, what's up? Wish of Mother Woods. Oh my gosh, all these, that's so Mercury and Gemini to have you guys have these like crazy nicknames. It's awesome. And Kim, Megan, what's up, guys? Mello, Sean, hey, yes, coffee talk, you got it right. Ashleen, oh my gosh, Ashleen, what's it called? My best self project. Yes, I think I said that right. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ashleen. Lakeisha, oh my gosh, Brianna. Oh, I love you guys. Thanks for supporting me and coming through. Okay, so let's get into the astrology for the week, okay? Oh, Ocha, you have a different name, girl. But thank you. She's one of my OGs, if you guys don't know. Okay, so what is going on this week? Well, first of all, let's do a little recap, just a little recap. Of the last week, because remember we talked last week about the squares, the Neptune squares, because we are in Gemini season. We have the Sun in Gemini, Mercury in Gemini. They're pretty close together, and when we look at the degrees in astrology, it's so important. Okay, I know people love to chat about the signs and the characteristics of the signs, but when we really dive deep into astrology, it's all mathematics, and it's some serious stuff, to look at the math. When we look at aspects, when we tell you guys about aspects every week, like, for example, the Sun square Neptune that just was occurring and is still kind of phasing out. Mercury square Neptune, same thing. That means how we figure that out is by knowing the degrees of the planets. Like we measure the movement, we figure out what degree they're at, and we look at, if there's any other planets that are around that same degree, but in a different sign, and how do those signs like speak to one another, So in this case, we have the Sun and Mercury in Gemini, which means a challenge. Pisces, where Neptune is at, and they were all around like middle degrees or so. I think like around the 16th degree or something like that. And when they form an angle, there's a really strong energy in the air that shows how those two energies can clash by sign, and also the planet, the characteristics of the planet. Okay, the Sun is the conscious expression of the self. It's willpower too, is the Sun. And when it's making a square to Neptune, Neptune can weaken whatever it touches. And so the Sun has the willpower of people could have felt a little weakened this past week. I've seen a lot of people saying that, Aqua says, I've been tired. Yeah, Neptune can cause a dissolvement of vitality when it's, when it touches the Sun or in your personal chart, your ascendant or your moon or something, personal planets. Monifa says, very sad. You've been, oh no, you're talking about somebody. Okay, sorry. Oh, Anthony, yes, Anthony Bourdain. I knew that people were going to want me to talk about him, and it's very sad. I actually was a fan of his work. And so I'll get into his chart a little bit. It's still very fresh and new, so I was kind of reluctant actually to talk about it, because it's a little different when you have a little bit of a connection, with looking at a celebrity's chart, and if they pass, it could be a little more touchy. Personally, looking at a chart and connecting with their energy that way when they've just passed on. But I'll take a look for you guys, a brief look. We'll try to see what was going on with him. Of course, you know, when it comes to things like this, when people pass away this way, it's so hard to determine, really, even with using astrology, what was going on in their minds. We can see things, yeah, we can, but unless we were them, we don't fully know like what exactly happened. So we can touch the surface with astrology and try to understand, you know, what was going on, why people make decisions like this. We can try, but like I said, unless you're in their shoes, you really don't know. And understanding does sometimes bring a little bit more ease and comfort when it comes to dealing with stuff like that. So those are the cases when I do like to look at a chart. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we just lost Anthony Bourdain today. We just lost Kate Spade the other day, and I already got an email. Sorry, eyelash. I got an email the other day from one of you guys asking me to look at Kate Spade like early in the morning. I hadn't even heard the news yet that she passed, and I was like, what? No way. So yeah, I'll look at their charts. I told you guys last week that I would be looking at Freddie Mercury's chart, but since these two really big celebrity events just popped up, and I know people want to look at their charts, we'll focus on that this week, and then we'll save Freddie maybe for next week. Hopefully we don't have anything like a crazy week like this one next week. But I'll try to get to Freddie's next week then. Okay. So that's the coffee talk portion that we'll be doing at the end. We'll be looking at Anthony Bourdain and Kate Spade. We'll look at their natal charts. We're not going to be super judgy and be like, oh, okay, what's the dirt on them? We're just going to look at their personality and maybe try to understand if they were going through a hardship or something. You know, that's it. All right. So that's part of the squares, though, to Neptune. I feel like the Neptune squares did play a partial part in us losing two, you know, really big names in Hollywood, I guess you can say, this past week, because Neptune squares, Neptune can, like I said, it can weaken your vitality, it can weaken your strength or your feelings of strength. Maybe not necessarily your strength for real, but like it can make you feel like you're weak and like there's no way out and helpless, you know. So many people have been feeling that this past week, like, oh, there's no way out. I can't do for myself, you know. People have been feeling helpless and you know, maybe a little lost this past week, and very emotional too. Neptune is a very emotional planet, and so in the square to Mercury is our thinking. So, you know, let us know, guys, how you've been feeling. I remember I warned you guys last week of people trying to badger or swindle or whatever. Let me tell you, I got a couple more in my inbox ask on different platforms asking me for, hello, ma'am, can you look at my horoscope? I'm like, drop the website link. Like, are you serious? You know, but ma'am, I really want you to. You serious? This is a business, okay? Do I go to your job and ask you, hey, can I get a free sandwich? Come on, you could just give it to me for free. Why do I have to pay? Even though there's a price right there. So let me know, you guys. And a lot of my fellow astrologers have had the same thing. It happens this time of year all the time. But let me know to some of you other you know, viewers out there, if you've had any other situations just in regular life of people trying to lie or try to swindle. And I told you guys, I have kids who are mutable moons, and my youngest, especially a Gemini moon, he would like ask me for something and I say no. And then I hear him whisper to his dad asking him, Daddy, can I blah, 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 blah. And I hear it. Hey, I've got that Scorpio rising hearing. And I'm like, no. You can't go sneak off and ask your dad and try to swindle him after I said no. He always tries it around this time of year, Sagittarius season, like all the mutable seasons. He tries it, you know. So let me know if anybody's been trying, you guys, okay? Okay. So let's see what you guys are talking about, and then we will get to the rest of the horoscope for this week. Mr. Paula Nikki says, you're right. I feel very lost. I want to write more, but I feel so stuck. I'm exercising so I know it will pass. Yes. The good thing about astrology is to let us know that this too shall pass. And horoscopes, if you really look at them, like if you have them done by, or if you follow people who actually really study astrology, not like, you know, people just like the Mag Cosmo and all that. I don't know. Hey, who knows? Nowadays they may have actual real people who actually are real astrologers behind some of these publications, but there's still a lot out there that are just like, you can just get that same thing. The same thing they put on there, you can get it if you go to Panda Express and you open a fortune cookie, okay? So the difference is real, okay? Now, but if you're seeking out horoscopes from real deal astrologers, the good thing is that we can let you know the time frame of when really harsh transits are going on, and you can know that this too shall pass. It's not like this is how it is and it's going to be horrible forever. Oh, life is just over me. No, like it may be even just a simple moon transit. You know, the moon moves the fastest out of the luminaries above us that affect us the most, you know, and it only lasts like 2 days, 2.5 days. So what if you're going through like a moon transit that has you super emotional, but it's not even going to last very long? You should, you know, then you can't make like a permanent decision or think that things are permanent when your feelings about it may only last a couple days, you know? So that's a good thing about astrology. That's one thing that I've always loved about it is it shows that there's not always permanence to things. Things evolve, they change. And so, yeah, astrology reminds you that life is just continuous cycles. Thank you, Aurora. So on point, okay? Cycles, patterns that repeat themselves every such and such days, months, years, you know? We see that, and we can prepare if we're aware of those cycles and how long they last. So anyhow, speaking of that, I hope everybody has survived the Neptune squares okay. I hope everybody's doing all right, not too emo, not been scammed by anybody. I hope you've maybe taken some time with the Neptune energy to be creative or to listen to more music or something a little more positive, okay? So what's going on this next week coming up? Well, you know, the biggest things are the new moon in Gemini. Sorry, the new moon in Gemini. And I will go through every sign, let you guys know how that is going to affect you. And also, Venus is going to go into Leo. Yes. Oh my gosh, you guys, I love Venus in Leo. I can't think of anything bad about Venus being in Leo. I mean, every sign and every planet has its good and bad. Every transit does, but it's really hard. You have to think really hard to think what would be negative about Venus being in Leo. You know, there's some stuff, I'm sure, but I'll go over it in detail in a little bit. So the new moon is going to be in Gemini. You guys know that new moons are times of new beginnings. So it's when the moon is not visible in the sky. And once it does start to become more visible, like a couple days after the actual new moon, then that's the time where we say it's best to begin to cultivate things. You know, like you planted the seeds, maybe you might start to see them grow when the moon starts growing again in the sky or appears to grow, right? So it's going to be in Gemini. So for all of us as a collective, new moon in Gemini, it could be, you know, something. Gemini rules the mind, how the mind works. Gemini is not necessarily like the sign that rules mental illness. Mental illness is super complex, you guys. I mean, even a lot of us astrologers, we're still scrambling to figure out a lot of that stuff with astrology. You know, it's still being studied. But I would say with Gemini ruling the mind itself, maybe there's going to be a lot more attention called to it with the passings of two celebrities within days of each other. And then also Kanye West just came out and openly said something about having, you know, being bipolar. Oh my gosh, you guys, it never fails every week. Nobody rang the doorbell, but someone's knocking at my door, and I know they have the wrong house because I could see them through the window. They have food that I did not even order. Okay. Okay. We'll just keep rolling. Okay. So Kanye West came out and said that he's bipolar. He was This is now a tradition on Coffee Talk, right? And my son's in the shower, so he can't answer the door. I'm sorry, you guys. Let me go let this person know that they have the wrong dang house, okay? I will be right. Sorry, maybe you guys are used to it now, right? Okay, sorry about that. Just 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute. All right, guys, I'm back. My apologies. It was indeed somebody that ordered food, probably the house behind us that may have the same address but a different street. I don't know, whatever. Anyways, what were we talking about? Maybe that's something that we could see a little more of a focus in the mainstream after this crazy week, right? So, yeah, so that's the new moon in Gemini. I will go through every sign in a few. But let's talk about Venus and the new moon in Gemini is on the 13th. Okay. It's on the 13th of June. And as far as the aspects, it does make, let me take a look again. I think it does make kind of a wide square to Neptune because it's at 22 degrees of Gemini. Neptune is at 16 degrees of Gemini. So what degree of separation is that? That's like 6 degrees. Okay. Yeah. So it is square Neptune. So there could be, Neptune involved rules confusion and not being able to see things clearly, not being able to face reality, being off like in your own reality, So there could be that could hide some mental issue stuff, definitely. And it's also saying, don't allow yourself to be fooled. Make sure that you know everything clearly before you make decisions. With this new moon, wherever it lands for you in your chart, because the square to Neptune, it can cause you to be like making decisions on a whim and like, even a little bit before the new moon, you can see like themes of the new moon coming up. Like, for example, my husband has Gemini in the 6th house of work. And he was telling me earlier that he wants to switch his schedule to he's like, oh, I want to jump and switch my schedule to night shift. It'll be so much better for the family. And I'm like, how? How? And I just broke it down. Well, have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? Have you thought about this? And remember how we were wishing so hard years ago that you could work day shift and you got it. Now you want to go back to nights? Like, I don't understand. So he wanted to make that decision on a whim based on work, the 6th house where Gemini is at. And I was like, no, reality is this, and this. Then it was like, oh, okay. Right. So wherever Gemini is in your chart, guys, when I go over it in a minute, just make sure that you're not making decisions based on idealism, like you have this fantasy vision of how something's going to work out. And then you're like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Just make sure that it's clear. Now, yes, Venus is going to go into Leo on the 13th as well, on the same day as the new moon. So what Venus rules for us is, it rules, how we enjoy life and how we express ourselves in love, and it rules fashion and enjoyment and everything, and money, how we spend money, what we're spending it on is Venus. So with it being in Leo, this is flashy, okay? It's flashy. It's it's flashy, and it's all about like doing it big and fancy. And when I think Venus in Leo, I think of the colors gold. Gold is a Leo color. Anything that shimmers, anything that sparkles, okay? Speaking of that, I'm already preparing for Venus and Leo, okay? I bought this new lip gloss. Is it a lip gloss? It's called Shimmer Down by NYX, not sponsored. But I just had to show you guys because I was just talking about shimmer and Leo. And yes, I bought a shimmery new lip color. Oh my gosh, I love it. So there's like, you may see people wear a lot more shimmery and gold color, like makeup or clothing with like rhinestone. I don't know if anybody still does that these days, but like bedazzled things or rhinestone things, shiny, because Leo's ruled by the sun, and you know the sun shines, right? So anything that makes you look like that. You know, J-Lo, I think of J-Lo, she's the epitome of Leo. I'm telling you, I think she has Venus in Gemini, but her sun is in Leo and she's uber Leo. The gold, the glamour, and like, you know, I think even in some recent performance that she did, I don't remember if it was an award show or something, I saw a picture of it, and in the background there's like a golden sun decor, you know, and maybe she knows about her astrology, you know what I'm saying? So anything that makes you like shine, you know. What's another Leo color? Well, they say purple is, because purple is the color of royalty, but just energetically, I don't feel purple vibrating to Leo energy. I feel more like it's gold mainly does. Maybe wearing golds and whites, and like bright colors, you know, like even like a yellow, not just gold, but yellow, like this, like I have right in front of me, yellow. Maybe some oranges and reds, especially red lipstick, red high heels. I really think of that when I think of Leo. A lot of people may be dyeing their hair blonde. You know, it's the summertime in the part of the world I live in. And during the summer, people tend to go lighter with their hair color. And I think that's also due to Leo planets usually being during this time of year. So Venus being vanity can mean that people will start to wear the brighter colors, dye their hair lighter, if not blonde, or wear the wigs. There's lots of wigs out now, okay? And it's not like back in the olden days when a wig just looked like some plastic thing you slapped on your head and it's all sideways and, you know, it doesn't look cute. Now wigs are actual, like, real, they look real, okay? So buying some blonde wigs. I mean, if I could, I would, you know, to get with the season of Venus and Leo. Gold jewelry. People may be rocking a little more gold jewelry, gold bangles, just gold, okay? I love gold. So gold like sunflower. Yes, sunflower girl. You've got that right. And like fire. Michelle says orange, fire. Yeah, because Leo is a fire sign. So orange, yellow, and red are colors of fire. So that's why, you know, under the Leo influence, we may be favoring those colors more, or like you may notice that Leo people tend to favor them. So it's in Leo, but it also means, yeah, we'll be craving more affection, more attention, more applause, more fun and laughter, because Leo is a childlike energy. And that's what it craves, you know. And to dress like you're always be dressed like you're going to walk the red carpet. It doesn't matter if you're going to a little convenience store, gas station, you know, when it's Venus and Leo season, it's like all of that comes out, right? More than usual if you're already like that. Even if you're just going to go walk to get the mail, you know, you got to wear something and be presentable. Be presentable. So, yeah, that happens on the 13th of June. And Venus will be in Leo until, I'm going to say about the 9th of July. Yeah, like the 9th or 10th of July. Okay. Right away, Venus will step into Leo and square Uranus. So the Uranus square is more exact the next day, which is June 14th. Now, when we have Venus square Uranus, this is tension between Venus and Uranus, right? So this can have people wanting to do a little bit of random and spontaneous things, which is okay, but sometimes random and spontaneous means not so well thought out and doing things that are not very smart, you know? So some people can do that when it comes to love, make decisions and love and relationships. The Venus and Uranus transit is when people will tend to like jump when it comes to love, and then they think later, they think twice about it later after they've already jumped, you know. Whew, I can think of a few examples of that. People I know right now that are just like, oh my gosh, like jumping and, hey, I met somebody, I met someone yesterday, they're great, I'm quitting my job and moving to a whole other state with them. I'm like, Lord have mercy. Are you going through a Uranus thing? Because you know what I'm saying. So I don't know. Hopefully nobody else is doing stuff like that. But Venus and Uranus, well, what the good thing is that it can bring out, even though it's a square, it's a challenge, yes, but still it's, you know, the buzz of Uranus with Venus. People may be like trying a little bit more loud outfits, okay, loudly expressing themselves as far as their looks. So Leo is already loud enough, and then Uranus is very like quirky, you know, very different and very like, I don't care if it matches, I'm gonna wear it. I don't care if it looks weird. If I look like an alien, the more alien, the better, okay? So some people may experience a feeling like that next week. And yeah, when it comes to love though, just be wise in your decisions. Don't make them on a whim because you could regret it later. And maybe this is Venus being zapped by lightning, guys, okay? She's being shocked by electricity and like, whoa, you know when people get electrically shocked and they survive it, they're like kind of in a little daze for a little bit, right? So that's kind of how we can feel with like the Venus and Uranus thing, with love, with money, with our looks, with vanity, with shopping. You know, maybe you may suddenly, ooh, I want to buy this, I buy it, especially online stuff. And then you make it, and then later on you're like, oh, you know what? I don't even really like this. You know, it's not what I thought. It doesn't fit right, or I thought it was cute a couple days ago, and now that I got it, I'm like, it's not even cute, right? So we may some of that. I'm just checking something really fast with the transits here. Okay, so yeah, that's Venus and Uranus square on the 14th. Okay, so we will get into the full moon in Gemini, or I'm sorry, the new moon in Gemini horoscope for you guys for every sign in just a second. I don't have many of my coffee cups today. We were gone all day running errands, me and my oldest son. He's trying to look for a better job. And so we haven't really been home. So I'm just stuck with a water bottle today for coffee talk. I'm sorry, guys. I don't have nothing fancy. Maybe next week I'll get my life, okay? All right, so let me have a sip and see what you guys are saying really quick. That's right. Gemini Love says Gemini and Leo can be very fun and playful together. Absolutely. I totally agree with you on that. Totally agree. Dress like a clown if you pay for the you'll dress like a clown if someone pays for your outfit. Where's your Venus and Uranus at? Okay. All right, guys. So let's get into your new moon in Gemini horoscope. All right. So hold on. Let me make some quick notes here. Just really quick. Okay. Okay. Just to make sure that I stay on track, I always have to have notes. So I'm not like wasting time, right? Okay. All right, guys. So new moon in Gemini. Once again, it happens on June 13th. It's at 22 degrees of Gemini. So if you were born around the 22nd degree of Gemini, or, I mean, if you have any planets around the 22nd degree of Gemini, it really affects you, okay? If it lands on one of your planets, see what house that planet rules, and it can actually affect that part of your chart as well. If you were born around the 13th of June, this is a new moon in your sign. So it could be a year of new beginnings, not just like this month or that day. No, it like sets the tone for the next year, the solar year, you know, to have a new moon in your sign near your birthday. So yeah, let us know if there's any Gemini birthdays in the house. All right. Okay. So let's get started. So new moon in Gemini. For Aries people, this is in your third house. So this is Gemini stuff for you guys, which means communication, which means how you get around your city, your town, wherever you live, the immediate vicinity of your home. Where do you go day to day? How do you get there? So there could be a new beginning with that. For some of you guys, it can mean like you decide to take a new type of transportation. You get a new car, a different car or something, you know. For some of you guys, it could be a new beginning, like if you do something that involves third house stuff, which can be media, which is speaking, communicating, writing, like writing an article, being on a podcast, putting some kind of media thing out there. This could be a good new moon for something like that, to start something like that up, or vlogging or something, you know. Like vlogging, I think especially car vlogs are totally third house, totally Gemini. Okay, so if you're thinking of something like that, Aries, this could be a good time. A new moon in the third house. Well, for some people, sometimes it's like the neighborhood, like maybe there's a new beginning with like your relationship with neighbors, or moving to a new neighborhood or something. A new beginning in the lives of your siblings. I have a couple of Aries siblings in law that their sibling is definitely having a huge major life change happen around this new moon. Okay, so could be something in the life of your siblings. And what else with a new moon in the third? Sometimes I've seen people get like a new device, like a communication device, like a phone, a tablet. They just do something different. Maybe start a new social media, like start over with social media if they deleted it, or they forgot the password, can't get in, you know, something like that. Something new with how you communicate with people can come up. All right, so that's for Aries people. So now for Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising, how's the new moon in Gemini affecting you guys? So this is in your second house. So it could be a new beginning with how you make money for Tauruses. So for some of you guys, it could be a new job. It could be you find a different way to make money besides your job that is still you putting in your own effort. For example, you're a Taurus, right? You work a 9 to 5. What do you have a talent in? Do you have a talent in music? Do you have a talent in cooking? You know, do you have a talent in making jewelry or something like that? Whatever it is, can you make money off of it? How can you do that and still have your 9 to 5? But this is another stream of income based on your talents, okay? So, or it can be a second job, like even a workplace job, but you get a second one for Taurus people. This could also be that Tauruses, you figure out something with wants versus needs. Now, Taurus, this is a really big theme with you guys because you're the sign that rules the material world, the things that we like to buy, things that we desire, okay? And also the things that we need, like food, air, water, gas, all of that is ruled by Taurus to some degree. So wants versus needs, maybe you have a new beginning with that, a new perspective on it that the new moon brings. Like, I don't really need, and Tauruses can hang on to some stuff, okay? That's a Taurus key word is stuff. If you ever don't know someone's sign, right? And you hear them say, don't touch my stuff. I don't like to let people borrow my stuff. I don't like to share my stuff, my things. Taurus. I bet money on it. They're a Taurus. So maybe you get rid of some things. You know, maybe you would like to have new in your life, but you got all this clutter around, you know, so you have to get rid of it in order to welcome in purchasing some new stuff, room for new stuff, okay? Or you figure out like that there's a lot of things that you don't need that you thought you needed, and you know, so you just stop buying them, or you stop a subscription to something, or you figure out a new way to budget your money, you know? So it could be something along those lines with money in the material world, indeed, for Tauruses. So next up is Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. The new moon in Gemini is in your sign. What does that mean? New beginnings for you. So once again, if you're a Gemini sun sign and you were born around the 13th of June, totally affecting you like really deeply, okay? And this is a new year, new beginnings, new year, new me. You know, you guys are a new person every like 5 minutes anyway. But on a more major level, this is newness, okay? So Geminis, this is in your sign. So it could be your appearance. It could be anything in your life that is super important, anything that's serious. Could be some of you guys are going off on a new journey of some sort, you know. I'm changing this, I'm changing my job. You know, jobs are not the first house, but your life path is what makes you you. For some people, their job title makes them who they are. So a new moon in your sign can mean some new change with your career. It can mean that you decide to do something different with your hair. You know, you get a little pixie cut or something. When you've always had long hair, you wear like different colors or just something fresh and new. And Geminis thrive on freshness and newness. So hopefully you guys enjoy this new moon. But remember, there is a square to Neptune though. And for you guys, that's in your 10th house of your career and your public image. So I would say don't make any like unwise decisions without thinking them through that could affect your public image, you know? They can have people see you in a light that's like, oh, Gemini is dumb. Like they didn't even think about what they did before they did it. And now it just makes them look bad, you know? So for some of you guys, yeah, just make sure you're looking at the details of things, which I know Geminis can be allergic to sometimes, but you got to do it when Neptune is involved, okay? But, and especially if it comes to like, if you want to change something with your appearance and it revolves around like a surgery or like a procedure or something, yeah, you want to be careful with that. Under the square from Neptune, I'm sorry. Under the square from Neptune, there could be some confusion or like something with anesthesia or medication that could possibly not go the way you wanted it to, you know. So maybe wait until like a little after the new moon when that square to Neptune fades, you know, and then proceed with what it is that you would like to change about yourself. Or it could be something as simple as like you buy a new pair of shoes, you buy an outfit, you like buy a new lipstick color or something like that, Gemini. All right, but I hope you guys have something new and exciting and wonderful in your lives, okay? So next up is Cancer. Hold on. Buzzing off your pixie, Betsy T. Really now? Are you a Gemini, Betsy? Let us know. Let us know. Okay, so Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. How is the new moon in Gemini affecting you guys? So this is in your 12th house. Interesting. So for Cancers, this is a new beginning in regards to how you retreat away from the world. Maybe if you have like some bad habits or some escapism stuff or like just confusion to where you don't really want to face reality, there could be a new beginning with that. Some clarity is brought to you on how to handle those things a lot better, how to safely and, you know, in a healthy way, escape away from the world. Like, for example, if you've been working a lot, you know, and you deserve some time out, but you haven't really taken it because you want to be a good little employee or something, Cancer, maybe this new moon in the 12th can show you like, look, you need to settle down. You need to sit down. You need to not worry about everybody else and taking care of them. You need to take care of yourself. Like what's going on up there emotionally, mentally, spiritually, you know, retreating away, spiritual stuff is the 12th house too. So it could be that you guys have a realization about that. New moon in the 12th, this could be like an emptying out of something that is going to tie up loose ends. And it could be something karmically. It could be, you know, the past, like letting go of something from the past can be a new moon in the 12th house, like seeing it from a new vision and being like, you know what, I thought it was so bad back then, or I thought differently back then, but now I see it and it's like, it's not what I thought. And so I'm going to let go and not dwell and not wallow, you know. What else with the new moon in the 12th? Yeah, this could be something regarding like self-care, but like that mind, body, spirit connection and realizing that you're just as much of a spirit as you are a physical body and vice versa. It's like something to show you that and connect yourself with that. So Monifa says she's a Cancer ascendant and is experiencing this clarity already. Healing a knee injury. Your body is telling you to rest for once. Yes. The season of your 12th house is a time for rest and relaxation. Because it's before, for you Cancers, it's right before Cancer season, right? Cancer season, when your first house is lit up, you're lit up with energy, with excitement, with, oh my gosh, I want to do this. I want to, new year, new me, my birthday, hey, turn up. I'm going to do all this stuff. And Wow, you know, there's so much energy going on, but before you can have energy for that, what you need to do, you need to rest. You need to take a little nap before you go to that party, okay? That Cancer party that's happening a little later, okay? So that's what the 12th house is about. Cancers do love their rest, okay? So just listen if around the new moon, your body, your spirit is telling you a better way to rest your spirit, your soul, your body, your mind. You know what I'm saying? All right, so next up is Leo. Sun, moon, or rising. How is the new moon in Gemini affecting you guys? So this is in your 11th house. So for you guys, this is you guys can have a new beginning with like the people that you hang out with, people that you network and associate yourself with. It could be like an online group even. It could be people that you join together with under a common interest, that there's a new beginning. Sometimes it could be like, it could be Leos that you decide to go off on your own because maybe this group doesn't really like what they do, doesn't really match with who you are anymore. And so you leave it behind and go to something else, you know, or a friendship, you know what I'm saying? Like it could be a new beginning within an existing friendship, or it could be a new friendship that develops, you know, because you discover that you have a lot in common with someone. If you would like to release any projects on the internet, the 11th house rules the internet. So, you know, something like that can go on where it's like, okay, I have a new website, I have a new product that I'm selling online, I have a new something, you know, and it's for the world to see, for the masses. You want to reach the masses in some kind of way. That's mostly what a new moon in the 11th can do. Some kind of new beginning with friendships and people that you associate yourself with. Like, I am a blah, 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 and I'm part of blah, 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 you know, and we do this, like a community or something, is the 11th house. So it could be distancing yourself from a community, or it could be joining one in some kind of way. All right. So that is it for Leo. So for Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, how is the new moon in Gemini affecting you guys? So this is going to be in your 10th house, which is your career, which is your public image. It's the title that you have, like how people know you when they talk about you. What do they say? They say, oh yeah, I know Virgo. They're a blah, 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 blah. You know, so what is the blah, 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 blah that they say after that? That could be your 10th house. So for some of you guys, it's a promotion. It's a new job. It's a new career path that you take. It is a new beginning within an existing one. Like you can get a promotion. Did I say that already? I think so. Like you're working somewhere and you're going to stay there. You're not going to leave the company or whatever, but you get promoted into something new in the same place, you know. For some of you guys, social status can mean your marital status. Are you married, engaged, divorced? What are you? So it could be a new beginning with that. I have seen times when people have a new moon in the 10th house, that's when they get divorced. Well, they've already gotten divorced. That's more like 7th and 8th house stuff. But it's finalized, and they have their last name back, you know. There's something to do with their last name, like with them being associated with their public image being associated with another person, like they separate that, and then they're just an individual shining now, hey, you know. So it could be something along those lines. But for Virgos, I really hope you guys have like some dope like career moves that you make. Because Virgo is one of the earth signs, and the earth signs really value hard work, and their career can mean everything to them, and who they are is really attached to what they do for a living. So I really hope for the best for Virgos. That it's some kind of like, you know, you can get an award or a reward or something like that, and be recognized by the public in some kind of way. The public can mean the internet, yeah, and all that fame and stuff, but it can also just mean like your own little public, like in your company or just within people that you know and your whatever. You can be well known for something. Okay. So, oh my gosh, seriously. Okay. Does it mean new jobs? Speaka asked that. It can mean a new job. Yes, for Virgo people. So best of luck to you guys, Virgo. Okay, so next up is Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising. What's the new moon in Gemini going to be doing for you guys? So this is in your 9th house. So this could be a new beginning with maybe education. Maybe you decide what you want to do with your education. If you've graduated or you're about to graduate or something, you know, it's like, well, what's my next step? Maybe you can start looking at schools. Maybe you can at least get an idea of what you want to do if you haven't already. For some of you guys, it can mean a new course of study if you're already in school. Maybe you want to shift directions or something. For some of you, it could mean travel, like a new trip, plan that you want to plan. You get like an aha moment, like, oh, you know what, I want to go blah blah blah, I've never been there before, you know. The ninth house could be about life experiences, the ones that are like exciting, and they're said to broaden your horizons, like broaden your mind, you know, to have your mind look at things differently, experience the world outside of your day-to-day, or what I say, your little bubble, right? The third house is your little bubble, third and fourth. The ninth house and the 10th are the rest of the world. So anything that can help you to see the rest of the world some kind of way. Okay. Yeah, so just one second. Okay. So yeah, for Libras, you know, it could be something exciting, anything that makes you feel excited about life and grateful just to be here. You can have a new beginning that makes you want to have an experience that brings that feeling, you know. That could be skydiving, bungee jumping, going on some kind of adventure, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's for Libra people. So good luck. Hope you guys have some fun. All right, so next up is Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising. How's the new moon in Gemini affecting you guys? So this is in your 8th house, which can be a new beginning with money, like money that you earn with another person or other people. Like if you have business partnerships, like if you're joining forces with other people in order to generate income, that's 8th house stuff. So you may figure out a way to bring more of that, or there could be a new beginning. You have a new partner, you know, business partner, or maybe you and your relationship partner, you guys decide to finally say, hey, you know what, we're going to manage our money this way, a totally different way. We're going to come, or finally come together on managing money together, like get a joint bank account, or maybe you guys start looking into wills and stuff like that, which is 8th house, or insurance, life insurance or health insurance stuff. I'm a Scorpio rising, and I'm definitely looking at some health insurance stuff with this new moon. Can maybe, like, because we have a new insurance, there's some confusing things. Maybe this new moon can help me to understand and be able to, because we moved and we have to pick new doctors, dentists, all that stuff. So new moon in the 8th can maybe do that for some other Scorpios that has to do with your insurance. Insurance can also mean like your car insurance, your anything like that. Okay. It can be a new beginning when it comes to allowing yourself to be seen on in a really, like, okay, you know, Scorpio, okay, you Scorpios know how we can be when it comes to getting to know people. We can be closed off. There are, like, you know, in cartoons when they showed there's a big safe, right? A steel safe. The cartoon character breaks it open. They're like, aha, right? And then there's another safe. Then they will break that open, aha, and there's more and more and more safes, and finally they get down to this little bitty thing, right? The little bitty thing in all those safes is Scorpio, the real us on the inside. And it takes people to really get through all those layers and levels to like until we really truly open up to them. So maybe it could be finally opening up to someone in a way, you know, like in a partnership, in a relationship. For Scorpio people, allowing them to see the vulnerable side of you, vulnerable side of you, to get to know your soul, you know. So that's what it could be for Scorpios as well. But yeah, it could be a new way to make some money, like to, for example, like 8th house stuff is also, you create something, right? You do all this work and you do it one time, and then you put it out there for sale. And you don't have to do all that work over again. It's already done. So all you got to do is collect the coin. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys know I'm really into watching YouTube, like especially like the people that do like beauty and all that stuff and makeup. There's a lot of those people now that they've gotten so popular on YouTube They created things like makeup palettes and lipsticks and all that. They went through all this hard work to create that thing. Then after that, it gets put out there on the shelves or on the website or whatever. They collect the coin. That's 8th house right there. Because 2nd house on the opposite end is like, you have to put in effort every single day. Every dime you make, it has to be like you work. The 8th house is like, I did the work once. Where's my coins? Or I don't even do work at all. I just get money from the government or something, or checks, something coming in, right? So there could be a new beginning with something like that, people. Okay, so good luck to you guys. So next up is Sagittarius, sun, moon, or rising. How is the new moon in Gemini affecting you guys? So this is in your 7th house, which is relationships. So anything goes with relationships, Sag. I mean, whether it's good or bad, new beginnings is really up to you, up to any partners that you have. It could be that you decide to take things to another level in a relationship as well. Like, what are you? Are you together? Or are you not? Like, what's your title? What's your status? Are you committed? You know, so it's new beginnings. Sometimes it could be a release of something during a new moon, but that's because, you know, that old saying, once one door closes, another one opens. So maybe you have to close the door on a relationship, Sag, in order to welcome in fresh new energy, clear your energy and your spirit and everything from been with for a long time. And then now you can welcome in new because you got rid of the old, you know? So it could be some relationship stuff like that. Some Saggies can see themselves actually like getting married around this time, or getting engaged, making the decision to commit to someone. It could be something like that. Or maybe you just see relationships in a different light. You know, maybe you come to a realization. A lot of these transits could be internal, not always external things, big things that you see, or like other people, you know. Sometimes it's just an aha moment that happens. So same for you guys. It could be an aha moment with relationships. Well, you know what? Now I see what patterns I have. Now I see what I always tend to do and how I always tend to behave in relationships and what the results are. And so maybe I want to change that, you know, or maybe I'm always attracting the same person over and over again, just in a different suit, honey. Okay. And what can I do to see that more clearly and not do it again? So it could just be within you, something you realize about relationships. But yeah, it's definitely relationship stuff for Sag people. So I wish you guys all the best. Okay, so next up is Capricorn, moon or rising. How's the new moon in Gemini affecting you guys? So this is in your 5th house, which is, well, it's also dating and stuff too. Oh, I'm sorry. It's the 6th house. My bad. Capricorn, this new moon is in your 6th house, which is your job, which is your work. So some of you guys can have new beginnings there. Could be you relocate. It could be, like I told you guys earlier, my husband's a Cappy rising, just like you guys, Cappies. He's trying to change his schedule. Mama Scorpio says no. No, it's not going to work. But maybe you guys do want to change something about your job. Maybe actually the job itself. Go to another one. Go to one. Do a different position within the same company. Maybe you do want to change your schedule. Maybe you do want to change your job duties. Maybe you want to change the route that you take to work every day, okay? Something to do with your job can change. It can be that you close the door on one job, or it closes on you. And if it does, remember, new moons, washing away the old to allow the new, okay? So you won't be down and out too long, especially because you're a Cappy. You guys are very persistent, especially when it comes to your jobs. So for some of you guys, for Capricorns, it could be that there's a new beginning with health. Like you want to start a new gym membership, okay? I know a Cappy that is trying to do that. They're trying to get a new gym membership. They're trying to change their gym or whatever. So it could be that, excuse me. Maybe you want to change your schedule in order to allow for more time to work out and better care of yourself. Maybe you want to change your diet. This is a really good new moon for changing your diet also, because it's the 6th house of health. Maybe it's you figure out something to do with your health. It's like a realization about it. You know, you get a final verdict from the doctor, and it's hopefully it's good. But it's definitely something to do with your health or work for Capricorn people. All right, so best of luck. So next up is Aquarius, sun, moon, or rising house, a new moon in Gemini affecting you guys. So this is in your 5th house, which for you guys, that's dating and that's romance and that's getting out there and having a really good time and laughing and enjoying life to the fullest. You know, that's 5th house stuff. So for Aquarius, you may realize you are lacking in excitement in your life and do something to seek it out, you know. For some of you guys, that can mean you want to date somebody or you just want to get on and start dating. So some of you guys may hop on a dating app or something. You know, Aquarians are very social people, and you guys don't always take every interaction with every human being as something to, oh my gosh, make a big serious deal about, you know. So you guys may, with a new moon in the 5th, decide, hey, I'm going to download whatever the dating apps are. I'm going to download a dating app and try my luck there, or try some other type of unique dating thing. I don't know if they still do speed dating. Okay, can you guys see and hear me? I don't know what's going on with my laptop, so I apologize. Okay. I'm back. Okay, thank goodness. I don't even know where I left off. I think I was talking about Aquarius. Okay. All right. Okay, so I was talking about Aquarius. I don't know what you guys there. I know I talked about dating. I talked about dating apps. I talked about what else? Aquarius. You guys could be doing something different, like as far as like there could be something going on in the lives of your children that changes because fifth house can rule children. You can get some news about a pregnancy or something like that for yourself or your partner or whatever. Also hobbies. I was talking about hobbies. There we go. So the fifth house is also hobbies, like creative things that you do because you find them to be super fun and exciting and they really get your heart going. So fifth house rules that too. So some of you Aquarians could be starting something like that or getting back into a hobby that you had left behind in the past. So something that really makes you truly happy, you know, or maybe something you have a really good creative talent in, you can launch something that you have that with, or just start doing it because it makes you, you know, it gives you a little bit of excitement in your life. Okay. So that is for Aquarius. All right. So next up is Pisces, sun, moon, or rising. How is the new moon in Gemini affecting you guys? So this is happening in your fourth house. So this is with family. This could be some Pisces moving. This could be some of you guys having a new beginning with your family. And that can mean someone moving in with you or moving out of your house. This could be a new beginning with a relationship with a family member or a parent or like one of your relatives. Yeah, like mainly like the older ones, you know, parentals or grandparents or something. Maybe you haven't spoken to any of them in a while for some reason, and now your relationship is like renewed in some kind of way. So it could mean that for you guys, but yeah, some of you guys may be moving, or you make the decision to move, or you make the decision to like of whether or not to sell your house or to stay where you're at. You know, there's something based around home. Maybe you want to change something within your house. Like my moon sign is Pisces, and I actually was looking around at, you know, some of the areas in my house today and thinking like I would like to change things up a little bit to bring some more life into this area of the house, you know, make it more pleasant to be in. So maybe you're like, you want to rearrange some things in your own home as well. Yes, I'm talking about fishies. Okay. Aurora says she's a Pisces rising and trying to move. Yes, thanks for the validation, for the verification of that. Okay. So yeah, for Pisces, it's all about family stuff, mostly, or trying to change something about your place of living. Okay. Kazi, do you need some fish? Or it could be Pisces, you decide to get a pet. Speaking of fish, pets can be seen sometimes through the fourth house because they could be like family members. So maybe a new beginning in your home is a new pet for some of you Pisces. So yeah, and I know Pisces usually love animals. So I hope it's something exciting for you guys. Okay, so that's it for the weekly horoscope for the astrology part. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me through interruptions. I'm sorry, you guys. That's just my life. I don't know what it is. I thought it was Uranus. Maybe it is because Uranus was in my sixth, but now it's attacking all of my Taurus stellium, okay? And Uranus brings the unexpected, interruptions that are frequent. So excuse the knocking on the door, the doorbell, the internet weirdness, and everything else. I'm sorry. But thank you guys for still sticking around. Okay, so now let's get into the, as requested, the charts of Anthony Bourdain and Kate Spade. Let's try to understand like what the energy was like when they decided to make decisions to leave. You know what I'm saying? It's very touchy, you guys. You know, I'm like an empath, and you know, so I may not spend too much time on this, to be honest, but let's just try to understand, okay? So for those of you who do not know, So Kate Spade was a designer. She designed handbags. Her brand expanded, and then she ended up selling her stake in the company that had her name on it, right? But she didn't really have any involvement in it. After a while, I think like a few years ago, she sold it. But she even has, I was just at Ulta a little while ago, and I was like, oh yeah, I just noticed her presence even more, you know, like perfume. Her perfumes, I think they smell good. You know, she has a perfume. Even at Best Buy, you know, Best Buy tends to be next door to Ulta, right? They have her phone cases, which are usually gorgeous. And I've always wanted one, but I'm like, yo, they're like $50 for a phone case. I'm not sure. Maybe I can find something on Amazon, right? But they're still beautiful, right? The Kate Spade ones. Also, I also noticed at Best Buy, there's Kate Spade laptop covers, right? Or cases or something that are very beautiful, beautiful designs. So yeah, she was a designer. You know, she had lots of different things that she designed besides handbags. And unfortunately, she decided, you know, to leave the physical realm on June 5th. She was found, you know, with a note and everything. And you know, people will be like, wow, she had millions of dollars. Why would she do that? Well, this goes to show money doesn't matter. Money doesn't matter when you have serious mental issues or you have like a lot of emotional things going on. You can hide, some people can hide it well. And especially if they are celebrities, they can afford to hide it. You know, they can put on nice clothing and put on a straight face and walk around, you know, like they have it all together. But then on the inside, they really don't. And then also today, which is June 8th, Anthony Bourdain decided to, you know, do the same thing, to leave the physical realm. And for those of you who don't know who he is, he worked in the culinary industry for many years. And then he started traveling, doing like travel vlogs of going to different countries, different cities, different places, and narrating them, telling like fabulous stories. And he was just like entertaining. He wasn't like, whoa, entertaining. He's very like mellow, but still the things he says, he has a little wittiness to him, you know? And he would just share like his love of food. He introduced a lot of us to different exotic foods that we wouldn't normally eat and let us know if they were good or not. You know, he had shows like that. So yeah, that was Anthony Bourdain. He was 61. Yeah, he was about to be 62, I believe, because he's a Cancer. But yeah, I know I was actually a fan of Anthony Bourdain's. You know, me and my husband we're alike in a lot of ways, but in a lot of ways we're different. And when it comes to interests, sometimes we have a lot of differences. It's hard for us to find things to sit down and watch on TV together that's going to keep both of our attention. He's a Gemini moon, very short attention span, okay? I'm a Pisces moon. I can really get into something and dive in forever and ever, right? So food shows are how we bonded, how we bond a lot. And especially Anthony Bourdain, like a lot of his series, I don't know if they still have it on Netflix, but excuse me, one of his series used to be on Netflix, one or two of them, I think. We watched all of them just like glued to the TV, you know, because of his storytelling and the food and all we can travel vicariously through him, you know? So, he was really big on travel. And, you know, if we were to just look at his sun, we'd be like, oh, Cancer, they're all about home and their home country and everything. So like, why was he so about travel? Well, we will take a look at that. We'll see through astrology what his chart says about his personality. Whoa. Sorry. Okay, I need to take a drink and then I'm going to share this chart, okay? So let's first look into Kate Spade. Let's look into Kate Spade's chart and see, you know, her personality and see what the transits, you know, what could have brought about her decision, pretty much, to not really care to, you know, to be in the physical anymore. Okay, so Let me share the chart really quick, you guys. Screen share. Screen share, hello. Okay, hopefully it'll let me screen share because since I had to restart this, it's acting really weird and not letting me do certain things. Okay, screen. Okay. Okay, how do I do this then? I don't know why it's not letting me screen share. This is so weird. Okay. I don't know. You guys, I might not be able to screen share. I hope that's okay with you. Maybe I'll just have to tell you what I see in her chart and just do that in both of their charts because of technology. Oh, wait, hold on. I think I got it. Hold on. Okay. I think I've got it. Okay, guys, I'm screen sharing. Sorry about that. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay. So this is, let me just check on you guys real quick. Okay. All right. So this is Kate Spade's chart. Okay. We do not know her birth time. So we don't know her birth time, but she can be anywhere from like, I'm going to say a 0 to 12 degree Sagittarius moon. Okay. But regardless, she's a Sag moon, and you would think Sag moon. The moon is your emotions, and sometimes it's like your capacity for like happiness can be seen through the moon. And Sagittarius moons are usually pretty big opportunists. You know, they see life in this way of like anything is possible. I can do anything. Here, let's add the transits in to see what was going on. But yeah, usually Sag moons are like, wow, you know, super happy-go-lucky. Very hard for them to get depressed and be down for too long. They're usually very inspiring to others to don't worry, be happy. You know, I'm not really sure if these aspects to her of her moon count because we don't know her birth time to know the real degree of her moon. But her moon could be square Pluto, even if it, you know, yeah, it could be square Pluto. Could be square Uranus. That can mean she could have some hidden things like that go on in her mind that even the Sag moon might be able to really put out there, like she's a super happy person and everything. But, you know, beneath the surface, there's like a bunch of other things buzzing throughout her mind. And it could be some things that are like paranoia or worry, like thinking in terms of life and death all the time. She could possibly have that challenge. Excuse me. Now, she was a Capricorn Sun and Mercury. So this explains, you know, usually Capricorns are great entrepreneurs, business people, CEOs of businesses, really great business people. So this is why she was really good with that. I think her fashion sense and passion for fashion comes from Venus and Neptune being conjunct. Because Venus is beauty and everything and fashion, and then Neptune is it's like a visionary planet at times. Excuse me. It's fantasy and art, you know, is associated with Neptune. So this could be why she was really great with fashion and everything, and being able to see like beauty in things and create things from it, from her visions, you know. And those things could have like just magically came to her, like ideas just come to her because of that, Venus and Neptune. And also, she has Mars and Leo, and Leo is super creative, super duper creative too, okay? Flashy, loves to show off, you know, likes to look good, red carpet ready. That's all Leo stuff. So her Mars and Leo probably attributed to her fashion sense as well. So what were the transits like? Okay. I think these are probably the main culprits here. Without knowing her birth time, this is what we're working with. Okay. Well, number one, you know, Pluto can bring paranoia. It can bring very deep, dark thoughts. Pluto is a planet that does rule death. And I don't want that to scare everybody and them think, oh, just because you have a Pluto transit, it means you're going to die. Not for everybody. Everybody has choices of how they decide to act and react based on the energy that they're being given at a certain time period, aka a planetary transit. Okay, we all have our choices and what we do with it. So Pluto on her Mercury, yeah, she was probably battling really deep, dark thoughts for a while. Okay, because Pluto, her Mercury is 18 degrees of Capricorn. And, you know, Pluto moves very slow. I mean, it's been in Capricorn since 2009. That's when it entered, or 2008 or 9. And it's going to be there till 2023. That's a long freaking time, okay? And so it moves slow. So it's been probably around the degree of her Mercury for a few years. What degree was it at on June 5th? We will look. Pluto was at the 20th degree on June 5th. So very close to her Mercury, okay? And sometimes Pluto conjunct someone's Mercury if they do pass away. They could have passed away in some way that does deal with Mercury. Mercury rules the lungs, the breathing, okay? And I believe the way that she did pass was like asphyxiation. So, you know, I've seen a couple of passings of people when I go after the fact and look at their chart. There is some kind of Pluto Mercury thing going on. And also Saturn in Capricorn has been hanging out on her sun in Capricorn since December of 2017. So 2027, really, since 2017, guys, my bad. Okay. Now Saturn in Capricorn, super serious, super heavy. When I see Saturn transiting a planet, I imagine it as like and nobody take this the wrong way, like, oh, you're talking about people's body types. No, just listen, like characterizing the planets to really get a feel for their effects. I imagine a really heavy, older gentleman who's very stern and strict, you know, just like sitting on you, folding his arms and asking you to figure out a way to get out of that situation. You know, how are you going to get up? Yeah, I'm sitting on you, but how are you going to get up? Figure it out. I'm not going to ease up, you know? So when it's sitting on your sun, the sun is your vitality. It's your life force. It's your ability to be like, hey guys, I'm here. Right. And so the sun, I mean, Saturn sitting on your sun can sometimes, especially when we're dealing with Capricorn energy and Saturn, this is double the Saturnian energy. Okay. And then triple because her sun is in Capricorn. So this is very heavy. Like, she probably felt a heavy weight on her, like the weight of the world is on her, you know? And sometimes Saturn transits can definitely bring hardships within people's lives. And with the note that she left, it's rumored to have said it's something like to her daughter to ask her father of whose fault it is that she left. So maybe she could have been having like some marital issues, you know? With Sun and Saturn transits can bring hardship in any area of your life. It could be career, it could be your marriage, your relationship, your body, you know, your physical health can start maybe failing a little bit or experiencing hardship with a Saturn Sun transit. So maybe that could, you know, Saturn can also is known to bring upon depression. Saturn transits, harsh Saturn aspects in a natal chart are known to bring depression because it makes you think life is so hard and there's no way out, or to get out there's like a big process that's difficult. And how are you going to be able to do that? You know, Saturn energy is not all evil. Okay. It's good for realizing the consequences of things, realizing the path that you need to take. And even though it might be full of trials and tribulations, you got to keep going. But some people don't really handle Saturn transits that well. They just see all the hard parts and then they want to give up, you know? So sometimes that's what leads to depression in people, just seeing all the hard parts. So with Pluto and Capricorn, Saturn and Capricorn, they're hitting two of the most important personal planets in her chart. She could have been suffering from depression or something for a while. Okay. And Pluto can make people more open to, Pluto is a planet of death. And if it's on your Mercury, which is your mind, well, your mind is a little more open to it as an option during a Pluto transit sometimes. So also another thing is we don't know the degree of her moon, but we just had a full moon in Sagittarius and it was at 8 degrees of Sag. So there is a possibility that the full moon could have been conjunct her moon. And the moon does rule your emotions. And sometimes, people make decisions based on pure emotion when the moon is involved, either by transit or in their natal chart or something. So, excuse me, the full moon in Sagittarius, it was a week prior, but still the effects could have been felt, like it could have triggered something emotionally within her, So that's another thing. Another transit is, Mars and the South Node are conjunct right now. And I really wish I knew her birth time to see where it exactly affected her. But it's pretty close to her Saturn too. Saturn can slow down Mars. Mars is go, 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 right? My ability to get up and go. And then Saturn, like I said, he'll sit heavy on something. So this could have been like a heaviness with her ability to take action that she's been feeling like, well, I want to do things, but there's such a process. It's difficult. So she's like really being hit by Saturn's energy. Okay. So that's probably why she felt like whatever is bringing her down, it's hard to get back up. So that's what I see for Kate Spade. And I hope her family is able to cope well enough. There's not too much more I want to say because it's very sensitive. But all the best to her. Oh, and another thing, Jupiter on Neptune. I've seen a lot of people pass when Jupiter hits their Neptune. I don't want that to scare you guys once again and think every time you have a Jupiter Neptune transit, you're gonna die. Okay. But people are released from the physical realm when Jupiter will hit their Neptune. Jupiter is right now at 15 degrees of Scorpio. It's very close to her Neptune, 14 degrees, almost 15 degrees of Scorpio. So sometimes this is a release from the physical realm and welcome into the spirit realm, okay? Because Neptune rules the spirit realm. It rules the spirit, okay? So that's what I see for Kate Spade. Now let's look at Anthony Bourdain. Okay, so Anthony Bourdain, let's redraw this, see where's his Chiron and everything else. Now, Anthony Bourdain, let's look at his chart. Excuse me. Okay, so now he is a Cancer Sun, 4 degrees. What's interesting, that's a similarity with he and Kate is their early degree suns in an opposite signs from one another in Cancer and Capricorn. So Saturn was definitely hitting him too, but in an opposition. But I'll get more into that in a minute. But let's look at his personality real quick. So he's a Cancer. And like I said, normally Cancers are known for like wanting to stick with home and familiarity. They're very patriotic about their country, their city, where they're from. But Anthony Bourdain is someone who went out and explored the world a lot. He enjoyed different foods from other countries. He enjoyed the company of people from other countries when he did travel for his food vlog and everything. So what made him so open to things like that? Well, first of all, he's got Mercury and Venus in Gemini. Gemini loves variety, right? And, Mercury in Gemini gives him that wittiness and, he was funny. Like I said, he was kind of like very mellow, which to me, he gave off like Saturn vibes, like Saturn, like maybe he has like planets in his 10th house, or maybe he's a Capricorn rising, or maybe Aquarius rising, or something like that. He may be either an Aquarius moon or a Capricorn moon. We don't know because we don't know his birth time. The moon changed signs on the day he was born. So just ignore this 0 degree Aquarius moon. We don't know if that's accurate. So if it is though, excuse me, if he was born after 12 noon, he could have the moon and Chiron conjunct each other in his natal chart. Moon and Chiron people, they already have pain on the brain, okay? There could have been something in their early childhood, their upbringing with their mother, with their family that's very painful. I'd have to go back and, research his early life a little bit more to see if this would apply. But it's hard to decide, you know, whether he's an Aquarius moon or a Cap moon. I think he is like an activist and stuff that he does speak out about some things sometimes. So he could be an Aquarius moon, the Aquarius rising. His appearance, let me know, you guys, like, what do you guys think about what Kate Spade's rising sign could be and what Anthony Bourdain's rising sign could be? Anthony, since I've watched him and everything, watched his shows, he's always given off like Scorpio or 8th house vibes. He could be a Scorpio rising with Saturn in the first, but also he looks kind of Aquarius. Like, he looks kind of Aquarius to me, you know? So it's hard to tell, you guys. Anyhow, so that Gemini gives him a sense of variety, wanting variety in his life. And then Venus can rule your taste in food. And this is, you know, in Gemini, the sign of variety. So this is one reason why he's open to different things. And he has Venus trine Neptune. Now, Neptune rules the seas, you know, it rules faraway places. And so his Venus trine Neptune probably contributed to him wanting to explore the world and not seeing himself as just a citizen of the US. You know, he saw himself as like the world is his oyster, you know, and and he said that his love for food and travel started with sharing an oyster with someone on a trip to France as a kid with his family. He shared an oyster with somebody on a boat. And it kind of like really opened his mind to getting out there and being very explorational, you know, if that's a word, exploration. Okay. Now, also another thing is he has Mars in Pisces. So this is how a man expresses their masculinity. So yeah, he came off as masculine and everything, but he's very sensitive, you guys, because of his sun in water, his Mars in water as well. Okay. So, you know, but Mars in Pisces, this can also mean this is why he's like, he explores, you know, he goes out and explores other faraway lands and countries and everything too. He's very open to that. Let me just make sure I'm still on. Okay. Okay. So he, this makes for an explorer too. Okay. And also his North Node in Sagittarius, because he did give off Sag vibes to me big time. And I'm like, in order for someone to really be open to traveling that much, they have to have some Sagittarius energy. When I say Sagittarius, it doesn't mean, oh, well, I'm not a Sag and I like to travel. No, it doesn't mean the sun sign only. It means maybe they have planets in their 9th house. Maybe they're Sag rising. Maybe they have a significant Jupiter placement. You know what I'm saying? Or North Node in Sag. This means that part of his life's mission was to get out of his bubble. South Node in Gemini. In his past life, he spent it in that bubble, just kind of, hey, how's it going, everybody? You know, going around this city, talking to the banker and the baker and the, you know, the gas station attendant and those that's like all he didn't go much beyond that when it came to conversing with people and seeing what's out there in his past life with the South Node there. And the North Node, he's supposed to get acquainted with other countries, other nationalities, travel and see what else is out there, who else is out there. So he definitely lived that out. And I found an article online that had, I think it said like 23 quotes from Anthony Bourdain. And a lot of them had to do with traveling, broadening your horizons, going after your passions. Don't just stay stagnant in life, you know? So all of that is like not even typical of Cancer, right? So this is why it's important to look at a natal chart, not just base things off the sun sign. So what was going on? What's going on in the sky? I forgot to mention with Kate Spade as well, that just in general, this last week, like I said, there were squares to Neptune. The sun and Mercury were square to Neptune in Pisces. Okay. So that alone can really bring out the, you know, the woe is me in people and feeling like the feeling like a victim in people and just kind of being blinded by victimization. And, you know, so that probably contributed to it, and confusion and being super emotional, and just wallowing in emotion as well. So that was going on. Also, The moon was in Aries. I don't have transits up here, you guys, my bad. But the moon was in Aries. It could have been an early degree Aries when he passed. And if so, Chiron is currently transiting through Aries. So the moon conjunct Chiron in Aries, that's like impulsive, emotional decisions that are based on pain that you feel at that time. So, and I know of a couple of other people, regular people, that were just on one, as they say, when the moon was in Aries conjunct Chiron, okay, just saying things like, oh yeah, I wish you could feel the pain that I feel. And it's like, you know what, it's just the moon, you'll be fine in a couple days. But apparently, he really felt the pain of whatever was going on with him and just decided to take some impulsive action. What else was going on as far as transits? Well, like I said earlier, Saturn is Capricorn and it's in the early degree. Well, let's see. Saturn right now, let's see. Saturn is retrograde in Capricorn and it's at like the 7th degree of Capricorn. So Anthony Bourdain, his sun is at 4 degrees of Cancer. So Saturn opposing the sun, once again, this can bring about some hardships in life sometimes. This can be even health issues. I've known someone go through a Sun-Saturn opposition and it brought about more health issues. They were always going to the doctor. They had lots of health scares. And like a major health issue that did come up, for some other people. So maybe it could have been that. The Sun and Saturn opposition is like Saturn can like decrease the amount of like happy-go-lucky, vibrant vitality of the sun and make you feel so down and like there's hardly a way out, or the way out to whatever it is you're going through is super difficult, almost impossible. How am I going to do this? So maybe he's gone back and forth with Saturn being in those early degrees and then going retrograde in those early degrees. Maybe even for him since December, maybe his life could have taken a turn that was a lot more serious and just really hard to cope with. What else is going on? Well, there was a full moon, once again, moon in Sagittarius with Kate Spade. Her moon is Sag. With Anthony, his north and south node are on the axis of Sagittarius and Gemini. The full moon was at 8 degrees. His north and south node, 7 and 59 degrees, almost 8 degrees. Okay, so the full moon landed on the nodes of the moon in his chart, which can rule karma and destiny. Sometimes when there's transits to the nodes or transits of nodes, it can be a release from the physical world as well. It's the timing that was supposed to happen, even though it's hard for the rest of us physical beings to accept. This was probably a part of his karmic destiny, So that's another thing. If he is an Aquarius moon, Mars is in Aquarius around. Mars is around also like the 7th degree Aquarius. So with that, let's see. Yeah. So, if he's an Aquarius moon, Mars could have been on his moon, the south node as well. And that can make someone make impulsive decisions based on emotion. Mars can be impulsive. The moon is emotions. So it could have been something along those lines. I still haven't seen how they said he passed away, but regardless, it's still very, very sad. What else? That's really it that I can see. If you guys see anything else, of course, let it be known in the chat or in the comments. But it's really important to track Saturn transits. I think Saturn is a big factor in both of these situations because of the heaviness and the hardship it can bring sometimes, or the feelings of heaviness and hardship. And, if you know anybody personally that's going through heavy Saturn transits, check on your peoples, okay? Check on them. Make sure they're doing all right, especially if they are born under Saturnian signs, like Capricorn or Aquarius, because those signs especially don't really like to let people see them in weakness. They like to come off as being very strong and I have it together. But Saturn can be like, reminding you that, hey, Saturn can sometimes will punishment and beat downs, or at least the feelings of that. Like a very strict father that just wants to discipline you, but like sometimes in a harsh way, So this is how people can feel like life is doing them when they have a really heavy Saturn transit. So you got to check on your peoples during those Saturn times. You know what I'm saying? But that's really all I have to say. Oh my gosh, the chat is like flying really fast. Let me see what you guys are saying. Maybe I'll go back and read it later. But thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for participating. This was a little bit longer because I really wanted to look into their charts to try to get an understanding of what's going on in their lives. If you guys know anybody going through the same transits, like I said, please check on them. Make sure they're doing okay, So that's it for this week, you guys. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in. And don't forget that I do offer readings on astrolada.com. The info for that is below. We're still going through Uranus and Taurus. Hey, it's only the beginning, you guys. It lasts up to 8 years that we're going to see Uranus and Taurus. So if you want to know how it's going to affect you, I do have a webinar on Astrolada. The information is also in the info box below the video if you wanted to go and see the replay of that video and get a lot of information on that. All right, so thank you guys once again, and I will see you next week. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a great week, and happy new moon in Gemini. All right, peace out.